So where to start, right? Which is one of the problems of trying to go through this book based off of a bunch of hastily thrown together notes over here on my computer. But I think a good place would be with the progression of the practice. So he talks about how with consistent practice, you just start to see results in your mental visualization skills over a few weeks, and it should continue to improve over several months. Now, I would add on to that it should, of course, should improve and you should get better at it over the whole course of your life. I mean, to me, it is very similar to, a lucid dreaming practice in that way. And then also a good place to start, I think, as well, would be to try and determine what type of mental visualization are you like how good are you at this shit. So he has a couple things to start off with. So basically, you try to picture a shape in your mind, and then how do you go about that process, right? Do you have to draw it out in physical reality ahead of time before you can see it? Can you see the entire image, in your mind's eye, or do you have to kind of draw it out within there? Do you have to close your eyes to see it? Does like the visual world distract you from being able to pull up this mental image? Can you visualize the shape with your eyes open and superimpose it in physical reality? Which to me, has always been like, fucking no way, I can't do that. About one little trick, and I'll refer to this again as we're going through here because this worked really well for me, is for some reason, if I look at my hand, I can superimpose kind of, or like see things on my hand for some reason relatively consistently. Now he has other things in here like, using like a wall in front of you, but again, for me, using my hand tend to work well. We'll dig into that deeper here in a little bit. Also, how complicated of an image can you picture? There's like this Buddhist practice where they try to imagine or see these really like complicated mandala shapes and stuff like that. So of course, we'll dive into that later. If you can see a mental image, how long can you hold on to that picture? Can you bring in other senses to it and start to, kind of hear, feel the picture in some way? Can you see it from different angles and move and manipulate it? Something that apparently Nikola Tesla was like extremely good at. Also, if you have a hard time seeing stuff with your open eyes, I'll kind of bring up something I mentioned in the earlier video where I really feel like reading in particular, right? Because you have your eyes open, you're reading the text and stuff like that. Especially like storybooks, something with like a good strong narrative can really help you get used to what this mentally seeing something is while having your eyes open. So that's a little thing I threw out there. Oh, and then one more thing he points out is, can you see things from like your own first person perspective, right? As you would basically in like waking life. And if you can do that, can you try to change it from like first person to like a third person? So for me personally, I would say I'm pretty terrible at this. I mean, I had a really hard time. I was really stumped until I started using my hand to really see it. Now, I didn't have to like trace it out, say like if I'm trying to see like a circle or a square or something. I didn't have to trace it out in person to see it. If I close my eyes, I could pull up kind of vague image of it. Again, looking at my hand worked surprisingly well. As far as superimposing things like in reality, like say if I want to see an elephant, can I see the elephant on my desk over here? I think with some practice, I can kind of sense. My initial answer was like, oh, fucking hell no, no ways. But with some practice over the last few weeks, I think I can kind of get there, which again, built off of my hand thing. I definitely can't be picturing no like complicated mandalas and twisting it in my mind's eye and kind of looking at it from different angles. So I have a super hard time with that. And then the whole first person and third person thing with my eyes closed, I can actually, totally get that one down pretty well. So that's where I stand. Where do you?